Everybody's holding their breath. They're like, get ready to tell him his speaker isn't on or some shit. See, when you help me, it's better.
Oh, really?
Because we get this like checklist thing. This is like Apollo. It's like an Apollo mission with buttons all over the flipping place.
So you just said to me 5 minutes ago, leave me the fuck alone.
And I meant it. I meant it.
Now you need me to help you.
Yeah, well, hello, both of you guys. We're rocking. What do you got to say for yourself?
Not much.
She didn't have much to say, so you got to figure something out.
Okay. I've got dirt under my fingernails. I've been planting all day long, and it felt really good to do it. But I bet I washed that thick of pollen off of my chair cushions in my screened-in porch yesterday. I washed it really, really good and let them dry, and I'll be damned, I went back out there a minute ago, and they are covered again. I don't know when. I know that pollen just blooms, but when does it stop? I mean, you'd think it would. It's been like this for weeks now. You'd think it would have stopped.
You know, when you said that about your fingernails, I started thinking about that Veterans Day fun phony that I went after. And when I found his YouTube channel, he had nothing but videos of women with dirty feet. I guess that's something. And they just, their feet are filthy, and that's all he had videos up there of girls with dirty feet. I don't personally get it, but we tracked that guy down, so if he never thought anybody could find him. We knew who he was within 10 minutes. And then I called him. So, and we got that guy today. This is really going to be a difficult video because there's so much material on this guy. I don't know if it's going to be like a 20-parter. I won't drag it out that long, but I played to his greed card today, and he texted back, and then I just called him. So it's not that kind of bust. He's just all over the place with the stuff he does. But bottom line, if anybody's in Toledo, he's going to be having a fund drive for the Ukraine guys here on the 30th. I might just drive up to Toledo.
Go ahead.
But I have got so much ammunition on this guy. He is so entertaining. When I call it meat on the bone. When you have a phony that has videos, news clips, all kinds of pictures, mug shots, I mean, it's a bonanza.
Roy Bean, I am glad it's not snow. They had snow in Tennessee just a few days ago, especially up in the mountains. So I'm hoping that the cold is over. But Dawn and I don't have allergies, hardly at all. But this has even bothered me a little bit. It's about as bad as I've ever seen it. But our pool's open, and our pool is clean. I looked on I've got sticky notes all about by my chair where I sat in my girl room because I can't remember shit. We started opening that swimming pool on March the 21st. This is April the 24th. And the only reason that it's looking good now is because we ordered a Polaris offline because we couldn't get the dumbasses to bring one out here to us. This has been a nightmare, hasn't it?
It's just a total comedy of errors.
A month to get this swimming pool open. And it's still got creases down it. They never did straighten that out because of the flood. They're just...
We're going to put that cover on tomorrow, and then we'll just let her warm up, and they can get in there. And I guess they sucked the bottom. We had we had a foot of water over the top of that thing when we got that monster tide, and it floated the liner. So we're okay now. I guess they take something down at the bottom because it's got creases all in it and pull it to stretch it back across the pool, but they got to get in there.
I don't know who has been shopping for plants, for garden plants, hanging baskets, you know, what you do this time of year. But I went to Lowe's today and I about shit. Now, there are some things that I understand how the cost of things has gone up. But those plants are raised right here in the United States. It's not like they're shipped in from China or somewhere. Hanging baskets were $30. A hanging basket with succulents in it was $46.99.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Boy, I'm telling you, I don't understand how the price of that kind of shit can go up, but I like $9.99 hanging baskets. That's what I like. I'm not used to this shit. So, no hanging baskets for me. I didn't get one. Are you just going to sit there and look at me?
I'm good with that.
While I drink my water?
Yep. Are we going to talk ducks?
No.
I'm ready. My ducks will be here, I think April 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. So I got 150 of them coming. I'm all set up in the barn, and it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but I enjoy doing it. You got to constantly tend to those things. And a few weeks after
Yeah, boy, right when it's getting warm, it'll smell like duck shit, and we'll have a million flies. Happens every year. And it's right out by my picnic table out in the back. That's what I really love about it the most.
Terry says it's Putin that's doing that to your plants. Sure seems like it, don't it? Oh, God. Yeah, it's getting tough. Nope, but they're coming, and the post office will call me in the morning. I run up there and get them and release them down here. I'm getting 150, and I'm counting on losing 20% of those. It's tough. It's a long road to.
So you got a dentist appointment tomorrow. Wednesday, don't you have a doctor's appointment? When's the ducks coming?
When are we talking about?
When are the ducks coming? When are the ducks coming?
Dicks will be coming later.
When are the ducks coming? I hope it's not Wednesday.
No, it's like on the 2nd or something like that. My doctor like that. There you go.
Hi, Robin. Thank you again for the booze.
Thanks, girl.
His shit's already gone. He pulled that whiskey out of that box and he popped the top immediately.
Nurse that bottle for a few months.
Shit. Uh-huh.
I don't know. So what? You want to talk about Michonne now?
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about?
What? Michonne had her surgery, and she's getting along really good. I think we told you guys.
Where the hell is she?
She's on her bed. He showed us the X-rays, and where our kneecaps and their kneecaps are on the front of their legs, her kneecaps were all the way on the side of her legs. They weren't even in the front anymore. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. So he talked to Don about having to break her leg, put it back together, and adjusting those kneecaps. And I guess that the X-rays looked worse than what it really was when he got in there. He didn't have to break her leg. So she's got fentanyl patch on her for pain, and she's feeling no pain. We take her out to let her go to the bathroom, and that little bitch is wide open. She's running. We're hollering, no.
She's got to calm down.
So I'm going to call the vet tomorrow. He had said 6 to 8 weeks keeping her in a kennel, and if he tells me we need to do it, we'll do it. But I don't see how in the hell we're going to do it. It's been 3 days, and she acts like she's good as new. What are you doing?
Well, I asked, there's a big hammer on there. I sent him this picture today, and I asked him, what is that? Let me see if I can get that thing right like that. I asked him what that was. Let's see if I can figure that out. Maybe get that's even better. I said, do you know what that is? You're a farmer. And he wrote back, that's a 3-point hitch for pulling trailers. I said, no, you dumbass. It's a I hate that thing. I said, no, you dumbass. It's a trowel. So that's how much he knows.
Well, it's better than the Mentos. I'll tell you right now. We need to have an X-rated version.
If you guys
have
haven't
videos to put up here, because that's the most disgusting thing I ever saw.
Send that stuff out. Any of you guys need to see the Mentos commercial, just let me know. Okay, so yeah, walking.
Thanks, Lily.
I had to bring Mom to ICU for an infection, and well, we'll tone it down for Mike's mom. However we get it, we hope she's doing well. Maybe Mike's mom doesn't care that we're dirt mouth. Because you really got a dirt mouth tonight. Phew. Maybe Mike's mom really doesn't care. I do.
I'm glad that your cancer is good, Tom. And I'm glad that the tumor's not getting any better.
That's right. Radio man, you need to come down and show the big hammer a thing or two. That's how dumb that guy is. He didn't even know what that was. Well, it's not the paprika shrimp. What do you want about? So here's what the new thing they're doing. And we're going to take you. We're all going to catfish when you guys get here. But you take a good sized treble hook, and you hook a chicken liver on it. Get it on there because those things come off real easy. And you put garlic powder on it. You put paprika on it, and then you put it in an ice cube tray. And I've got a bunch of them. You just fill the ice cube trays up with those.
I think chickens sent those ice cube trays as they're rubber, they're flexible like the cake pans.
Where is that?
And I swear to God, they're that damn big.
Yeah, they're big ones. You just freeze them and you take them out there, so you're just like throwing a block of ice out to them. Catfish, I don't know. Using a yogurt raisin, no kidding. There you go. That's good. Chicken liver, not shrimp. Sorry. Pass it. And where is Chickens? What the hell's going on with him?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to check on that guy.
Yeah, we ought to call him.
All right, let's do that.
Let's see how he is.
Where's his number?
No, not right now, you moron. What the hell's he's getting worse and worse.
There's Chickens.
Where?
He's right there.
Hi, Chickens.
He's lurking.
Yeah, he's a lurker now.
He is lurking. Yep. And what's the status with the other? I got another phony. He was doing really well, and I've got as much as I'm going to get on him. And he claims these are really good ones here that I got. This guy is so full of shit. This one I just got today. To show people, well, I'll tell you this. I only try. I don't make the news. I just report that shit. So I put up that toothless phony guy that's been up on the website forever, the one that did that bullshit. The Admiral, SEAL stands for sea and leadership. I put him up, and some flippin' chubby financial broker in Annapolis, Maryland, wrote me and wanted to kick my ass for doing it. He went nuts.
He wanted Don to drive up there so he could kick his ass.
No, he said, I'll
meet you.
Yeah, he was so mad. And he wrote it at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I get it the next morning. So I know you've been power lifting bottles of Bruce Lee all night. And I got a hold of him. He goes, 1,000 to 1, you won't do shit about it. And I think, he says, it's this pudgy little shit at AIG.
What's AIG?
It's it's an insurance thing. He's a financial broker for AIG and Valco or something. And I went, oh, dude, you gave me the address to that company, and you gave me the phone number to him. When I called, it went right to them. And so when he called, or I got a hold of him on the phone, he started right back in there. He goes, you put that guy up, you're despicable. He's disturbed. He's moron, you're making fun of him and stuff. And I said, are you supposed to be sending me emails like that off that company site? What would happen if I called HR and had to talk to him about you? And boy, he got off that phone quick, man.
Was he the one that said, I'm not going to talk to you anymore? Or was that the other one? There's phonies everywhere.
Both of them. I don't know who said it more, but the guy did that today. But what a pudgy little shit. And it just really upset me that what he had done, like I didn't do it, he did it. I just put it up there. I just try to teach people how to detect lies. And so I guess, now this guy, I called him a lifelong fuck up in there because he was fucked up in the Navy. They threw his ass out there. He's just in trouble. And in the video, he talks about not wanting to go back to jail because of his explosive temper. I mean, this guy's been doing it, but he was pretty eloquent talker for not having any flipping teeth. And so this guy's been doing this for decades, years and years, making these crazy seal claims. And I'm just supposed to give him a pass now? What, because he's old? That's what he was on about. He called me out. He wanted to come down here and kick my ass. Yeah, I forget what he wrote. He'd meet me and go after it. It just, that upset me.
Any place, any time.
Yeah,
that's what they always
upset me to no end. I ought to call that the AIG, but I figured, I could easily get him fired for what he did. But is it really? I'm not like that too much. I'd love to see him on the carpet, but I don't think you need to lose your job because you got drunk and went off on me.
No.
And the other guy, I'll get him up, but he has these claims that are unprovable. Like he is on that's what impresses everybody. He's on the Trump task force, or was, for child sex trafficking. Well, how are you going to prove that? How are you going to disprove it? That's what people do. Instead of him proving it, how do you disprove it? Will you just call Don or something and say, hey, was this guy really on your task force? It's all bullshit. And I was starting to let him slide because he wouldn't take the phone call. He was texting me back and forth. And I mentioned that, and he said something about, you'd be surprised how many SEALs are into child sex trafficking. I went, motherfucker, you boy, are you up my nose now. I'm going to get you, but good. And his fake SEAL claims. So I got a ton of shit on him, but I can't get him on the horn.
My brother-in-law Dennis is on here, I think, still. And I sure wish you'd come up here this summer. I really, really wish you would come up here. We're getting older than hell. We've got to see each other while we can.
So anyhow, I went after him. Go ahead. You can bring that stupid dog up here. The three-legged, aggressive one.
No.
Scooter.
Scooter's not the aggressive one now. It's that damn Toby, that little ankle biter. Toby's mean.
He's a nasty fucker.
He bit the shit out of Gavin.
He's got a three-legged dog, and the other one's just
mean.
Yeah. You can bring him up. I don't know why you don't make the boys drive him up here.
And my sister, whenever he bites at somebody, this is what she says. She says, Diane, he just can't see. He just can't see. I don't give a damn if he can see or not till the son of a bitch biting us.
He's biting at shapes. Yeah. And he'll get you.
My mama was scared to death of that little dog. All right, let me let this whiny thing in.
Call Donald Trump and ask if he would be happy about that. Yeah. Well, thanks, Messer. We'll see. We got a full house up here with everybody. It's better than Dennis doesn't come. We don't have room for him.
There he is. Happiest dog in the world. Except for Xena. So I went out yesterday. We had to get a damn $800 Polaris because theirs broke for the pool. And I could hear something, and that Polaris's wheels had got into the intake thing. And I went walking up there to check on it, and Xena made one of those spectacular leaps into that pool and done her a little spin around. So she's happy that pool's opened up. She likes it.
Oh, yeah, I put the tick stuff on him. Warrior got in there right after I did the tick treatment today. He just went for a swim, so that's off.
Well, they can't get wet.
No, I didn't push him in.
Yeah, that's the farting dog.
That's the farting dog. We're not sure he's a shit spitz or whatever.
He's a
Pomsky or something.
He's a purebred Pomeranian. But Michonne is what Pomeranians used to look like. They were bred down from the Spitz. If you've ever seen a Spitz, they've got that tail that comes up over their back too. So that's the size that all Pomeranians were when they first came about. But they had been bred down because people wanted little dogs. So Michonne is a miniature Pomeranian. But that is the regular size. That's what they say.
She thinks he's blind. I'm not so sure. His eye is
He's
definitely
blind.
shrinking, but I try to cover him up, and then I wiggle this, and he I mean, he's looking at me like a chameleon, so I think
He's
he
blind.
sees.
He
I think he
can't see.
sees shit. I think he does.
Well, he don't, Don. He's blind. His eyes it'll be completely shut. It's getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
It's shrinking.
He gets around just fine, so I don't know. I golfed. Urban made fun of it. There you go. Sounds like a great day. You ought to meet my nephews, the golfing pro fan. It's a pro golfing family. Me, I don't. I'm afraid of stuff like golfing. I'm afraid I'll like it, and then that's all I'll do. I don't have a video game thing here. Because I'm afraid I'll do. Well, we did. We had one when DJ was coming up, and we had that Space Invaders.
We had
Well,
Pac-Man.
It wasn't Space Invaders. It was
Pac-Man.
Star Wars. Star Wars and Bond, and that I had to get that level. I mean, to be the champion of that thing, and I'd find myself skipping out of work to run back to the cabin and play that to beat that damn thing. And I know I'll do it. I just have to. So I don't do that. I don't golf. I don't bowl. Ping pong. There's a lot of activities that are really kind of unmanly that I shy away from. Golf is one of them. Bowling is not a manly activity, and ping pong, shit like that. You know. Now, who did I see drinking out of a straw the other day on TV? One of my heroes, and that went all to shit when he drank it. It was a TV show we watched. I can't remember what it was, but it just, all respect went right out the thing when he put that straw in that cup and started drinking out of it.
Was it Breaking Bad? They have straws on there.
No, it was. I think it was the drug guy on Better Call Saul.
Oh.
It was one of those nasty drug guys on there that he had to drink out of that straw. It's
See,
not
Doug,
good.
Robert, are you guys close to Nashville? Where in Tennessee are you? Because I thought you were buying a house, and then I saw you're still looking for a house. Don's got bowling shirts.
Oh, I do. I get a lot of that stuff. And see, Doc Roberts out for the crappie today. That's great. That is great. Well, we didn't tell them about the what we saw in here the other day.
Yeah, I think we did on another video. I don't know if we told you guys, but Don started screaming. Reagan and Remington were still here. It was the day before I took them home. And Don started screaming. And I thought, oh my God. And we ran out, and there was a school of dolphins right outside that window, up close to the bank. And I don't mean one or two. I mean a bunch of them. And they just put on a show. It was really something for us. The kids went crazy, and nobody had a phone. We didn't even get one picture of them. But I was telling Greg about it, and Greg said, oh yeah, he's seen dolphins up in these little fingers.
Now, Greg's done everything.
Yeah.
And I don't scream.
Screams like
I
a
don't
little
shriek.
damn...
I don't scream.
Screams
I
like
don't
a little damn girl.
I yell.
No.
Get out of there, golf real estate. The only golf I played outside of hitting the golf balls with a baseball bat is they'd get the golf course and they'd run PT on it. Well, nobody was out there, and usually it was in the dead of winter because that's how we were at Team 2. And so every hole you had to hit that ball as hard as you could and beat it into the hole and sprint from one hole to the other. And then when you got to the hole, there was a thing there with what exercise you had to do, like 104 count flutter kicks or something. You move the next 100 push-ups, you move the next one. That'll get your attention. Golf course PT, that's what they would do. Team 2 is PT Nazis. Absolute PT Nazis.
I don't know where Gatlin is, but I would like to live in Franklin, Tennessee, outside of Nashville, but that's above my price range. Man, that's an expensive little place. I don't think and I have not been looking for a lot of land. When we leave here, I'm not going to want a lot of land. I'm going to be old. Without land, I don't think I looked at anything under $600,000 or $700,000. That's a lot, especially when you're old.
No, you don't have to worry about it because we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we are.
I already got my plot picked out.
I got your plot picked out too. I've already paid for it.
Under a nice tree, under the duck blind. I just want to be the duck blinds we have out there are old septic tanks, just buried in the ground. So you can drop me in that old septic tank and just cover me up with the bucket.
Greg, we were talking about a trailer last night, a camping trailer, and a friend of mine, her daddy was the Master Chief, good friends of ours, Aaron Griffin, and her husband have already got a really cool fifth wheel trailer that they go camping in, but not a lot of their friends have campers. So they have bought another camper, like a 25, 26 foot camper, and they're renting it out to make extra money. And I thought, that is so smart. Because lots of people want to go camping in the summer, but they don't want to fork out the money for a new trailer and stuff. And I thought, that's pretty smart. So you and Laura need to rent us your trailer. And then we can go camping.
We're going to Toledo.
No, not.
I really want to be there at that fundraiser, the fund drive. That's how I got him today, was telling him I wanted to donate some money to his adventure in Ukraine. That was exactly what I wrote him. I said, I'm too old and too fat for combat, but I would like to support you financially. It didn't take him but a minute before he replied to that. And that's how I can't call them because my caller ID will come up, but if I do it like that, then they're just blinded by that. They pay no attention. And he didn't like it when he asked what my name was, and I told him.
I don't know where Dixon is, Master. I haven't lived in Tennessee in years, so, and I really wasn't in my right mind when I did live there. I don't remember a lot of names. Oh well.
You're on the pipe.
Yep.
That's right. Max Klinger's from Toledo.
Is he? That's right.
Klinger. Love that show. Some people on here just wondering what the hell we're talking about. If you don't know who Klinger is, then we got a big problem.
You're too young to be on here.
Sherman Potter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the other one better. What was his name? Not Frank. Frank's the one screwed Houlihan. Who's the other one, the tall one? That's the one I liked.
I don't know. We watched there's a silent movie, and it's a long one, and it is a good one. It's called Wings, Wings, and it's about these World War I fighter pilots, and it stars Clara Bow. And Clara Bow had property over here. She's a screen hot from the silent movies, and she won't let me watch it when she's there, but I've been getting through it. It's actually a really good, the combat scenes in there. And
we've been to her house, and her house is actually where Patriot Point is now. Clara Bow, that was her house. And it's interesting, but I can't sit through 2.5 hours of silent films.
Oh, it's a good one.
I just can't.
If you get on Wings, it is probably it has to be one of the original movies that the military supported. It's all the military, all the troops, all the tanks, all the aircraft. It's total recruiting video for the military.
Henry Blake, that was it. Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake. That's who it was. I loved him. What we gonna watch tonight? Nothing's on.
Wings.
No.
I like the silent movies. I just don't sit there and binge watch them, but I find it hard to turn them off when they're on there. I'm really fascinated by the whole thing.
You have to read.
So,
I mean, I can't sit there and read for 2 hours.
I'm going to piss away my education and just get stagnant and not.
What education? You dropped out of school. You ain't got no education.
When's the last time you read anything? You're not bettering yourself you should be bettering yourself every day.
I read every day on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I guess so.
I do.
But I'd watch that. And I was surprised to read. I'm just kind of got a thing for this Claire Bow now. But she died, I think it was age 50, of atherosclerosis. I was amazed at that.
Of
It's
what?
the hardening of the arteries.
Oh.
But they said that during Prohibition, that she would bring boats in to her property down there and offload booze. I guess she was quite a boozer.
Mm-hmm.
And they would offload booze out there and sneak it ashore, and she would just throw these parties, man. So,
Couldn't get in trouble there. Nothing around.
no, I can't imagine what that looked like during the silent era over there. So there you go. Sea Chase. I have seen every John Wayne movie. I still arrange.
Yeah, Mike, we watch The Walking Dead. We're sort of over it now, but we're hanging in there and trying to finish it.
Yeah, that show just needs to die.
Yeah, it needed to die 2 years ago.
But
When
people
you got
are
when you got people on The Walking Dead walking around in white spacesuit suits with helmets on, it's time. It's
Yeah.
time to stop it.
Yeah, you guys gotta go. Gotta go. They just keep bashing the zombies. It would have been okay. Now they're all into this technical stuff. They're just trying to save a buck.
Don was always pissed off. Every damn time we watch that show, Walking Dead, he wanted to see some zombie babies.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing.
Why are there no zombie babies? And why are there no zombie dogs? I mean, why do animals not turn zombies?
That's a stupid question.
Why? Why is it stupid?
They're dogs. They don't get that affliction.
Hmm.
But yeah, they were crawlers. Why aren't there no crawlers? Why aren't there little babies running around? So there you go. Phew, wise man. Okay.
The first movie that I can remember going to see, Lily, was my daddy took me and my sister and Mama, and we went to Knoxville in Tennessee, down there by UT, and it was a big old grand theater. I don't remember the name of it, but it was huge, and it had really thick maroon red velvet curtains, and you went in and sat down in velvet chairs, and then when the velvet curtains opened up, this man come up out of the floor playing an organ. He was an organist, and so there wasn't any, previews to movies that were coming or anything like that. And that's what you have to watch 20 minutes of before the movie starts now. But back then, the organist just played, and you listened to organ music before the movie started. And we saw The Dirty Dozen, and with Telly Savalas, and my daddy loved that movie.
Somebody wants to know if you did any Dixie Stampede.
Yeah, the Dixie, I have not been. I've not been, but my mama's been a million times, and it's right there at Pigeon Forge, and everybody's done the Dixie Stampede, I think.
I thought you were about to tell me that you did do it. You were on the verge of saying, yeah, I used to do it, and then you thought the better of it.
No.
You know better than that guy today.
The Dixie Stampede is sort of like, that's Mama's age group that goes. And you have dinner, and they get out there and on horses and shit and do a little thing. That's not really my cup of tea, Dawn.
I remember we all went to the, God, it had been like the very mid-'80s.
Tennessee Theater.
A movie came out called The Patriot. It was probably the first stupid SEAL movie to ever come out, called The Patriot. And the whole West Coast teams unloaded at that drive-in theater and just went nuts. I mean, it was total team we all got thrown out. How you throw out an entire 3 SEAL teams out of a drive-in theater? But they got rid of us quick.
And we went over to Bob Ross's, and all them floozy girls over there took their clothes off and got in the hot tub. And I looked out, and he was right in the middle of them. Thought I forgot that, didn't you? Uh-huh. That's one of the biggest fights we've ever had, and we've had a bunch of them.
I was just being polite.
Do you know they sell bottles of THC now? It's about as big as a vinegar bottle, and it's just clear, and it's a tea and lemonade flavor, and you can just add it to whatever you're drinking. I've heard.
I'm lost here. I'm lost. We saw the Rocky Balboa thing in Seattle.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
We lived in Seattle for a while. I liked it.
We've gotten tossed out of a few movies. Goats on the Roof. With Mel Gibson, no. Mel Gibson, that was our Hell Week motivation movie. My dad had one when he was in the learning to be a fighter pilot. For their crunch thing, they had them watch 12 O'Clock High. It's a leadership movie. I love that movie. It's the best damn movie ever made. 12 O'Clock High with Gregory Peck. But we watched the Mel Gibson and Zulu. It was Australia, and they went in to rescue some guys in downed plane in World War II. The Japanese held island, and they showed us that before Hell Week, and then put us out in the tents. And a few hours later, all hell broke loose. So
I meant to tell you what happened earlier. I went out there to sit on the screened-in porch with her, and Xena and Xena and Warrior came around that way, and you know how they go underneath the steps? It's nice and cool under there. Xena started to go under the steps, and a fucking duck came out. It was up there under the steps. And that duck took off hollering and flying, and Xena right on its ass. It was so funny. I'd never seen a duck up here to the stairs before.
well, these things, she's probably trying to lay her eggs up here. They're getting in everything. And everything's just having a field day.
There's one trying to lay eggs over by the propane tanks.
That's such a thing. I need to really waylay some raccoons. It's very hard for any bird to raise young. It usually takes them a couple of seasons. They're not good mothers. They definitely aren't really good at sitting on the eggs quite often and waiting to hatch them. And then they're really piss poor mothers for a couple of. You've got to get a bird that's at least 2 years old, at least gone through that once, and preferably 3 and 4, and that's really hard to get before they're any kind of decent mother at anything. So it's really tough on them here, and the crows waylay them. I should have killed a lot more raccoons. I'm starting to feel really bad about it. But now they're having young, and I don't want to starve anybody, but they're hard on these turkeys around here.
Radio man's doing edibles.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Said they made him sick.
What is that?
They were too strong.
I don't know what that is.
It's those things you take every night about 9 o'clock.
Oh, those. Those things. I think Greg's over here texting me. Now I think he's on them after screwing up that whole spade thing. So I don't know. I hate raccoons. I hate my corn and killed my chickens. I was throwing corn out in between 2 wood duck nest boxes. And there's just this area there, and I put the something was being gone every day. I'd throw some out there, and I put that trail camera there to catch pictures of these wood ducks feeding, because I try to feed them down here, to make it easy on these mothers to hatch some young. Now all I had on trail cam was 2 fat raccoons were going out there in that water and just feeling it on the bottom and just popping it in their mouth as fast as they could.
Oh, there was a bunch of turkeys down there when I came home yesterday.
Now it's getting bad, and it's my game magazine here. I'm just reading that. It's getting tough out there. What is that?
What does a warm shower and warm your neck have to do with getting sick eating edibles? Huh.
Clobbering some turkey eggs right there. So, you want to see
They're so cute.
anything like that, You know, you better be waylaying some raccoons around here. I
We
hate
raised
doing it.
raccoons, though. We raised them, and we would be in our. I know we sound redneck, and we are, but we'd be laying on the couches and the love seats and the chairs in our living room in Chesapeake, and Fallon and DJ and me or Don, we'd all have a baby coon in a little bottle, and we'd feed them. And them coons would hop sideways, back and forth. They were the cutest things I ever saw.
We had a buddy with one. We couldn't figure out how scary it was.
Oh, I hated that thing.
That thing looked like a doormat laying on the floor. He'd had it since he was just.
He
a
was
little
huge.
pup.
He was obese.
It looked like when you went in, you were like, "Oh, what? It's a rug," and it was him just laid out, so fat. And that thing wanted to crap or piss. It pissed in the air conditioning vent in the floor.
That
return.
house smelled so terrible.
He
Woo!
never batted an eye over it.
It was bad, but if you had on white socks, that damn raccoon would
Yeah,
tear your eyes up.
He was scary.
He was mean.
Because you could never tell with him. He'd wrestle with it all over the floor with that thing snapping and snarling and growling and doing raccoon things. But I didn't want to touch it. So there you go.
I didn't know you could overdose on THC. I guess I'm really stupid, but I thought you could overdose on about anything but not THC. Did you know you could overdose on it?
I've never tried, so I don't even know what is THC.
He was. That coon was obese. He was fucking huge.
Oh my! Never saw anything like that thing. He finally died.
Yeah.
He had him for years. We knew him years.
Well, when we had them little coons, it just so happened that when we had them, there was a bad outbreak of rabies in Chesapeake. I mean, like fox and stuff up there on the walkway going into the courthouse. And I don't know who we checked with. I'm sure it was a vet, but you can give just about any animal a rabies vaccine except a coon. And if you gave a raccoon a rabies vaccine, you would actually be giving them rabies. Do you remember that when they told us that? And so that's why we had to get rid of them. We didn't want people freaking out. We had a lot of people that would come to our house all the time in Chesapeake, and they'd bring their kids because it was like a darn petting zoo down there. We had every kind of animal in the world, and we wouldn't ever want anybody to be worried about that. I'm just going to leave you in here and see what you want to talk about.
I'm going to talk about that phony. Good night, Aaron.
Not Aaron.
I was in the attic room, the insulation. That guy that had that raccoon, we loved him. We still follow him. Diane still follows him. He was an enormous guy, and he ran with a biker group called the Renegades, and he was the enforcer for them. And that was the most matter-of-fact, steely-eyed, just the happiest, nicest guy. But he would tell these stories or just be around a situation, and you could, I mean, he would jerk you across that counter. Somebody at a 7-Eleven, a guy that gave him shit, and beat the hell out of him. So he was, and he'd done his time in jail, and he just didn't care.
Prison.
Yeah, he went to prison. So, yeah.
But he was so nice, and he just got married last weekend.
Yeah, he did.
To a nice girl.
We watched his wife, sadly, die from drinking and drug abuse. Just watched her just whittle herself down to nothing. He couldn't do anything about it. But he's a great guy. We'd love him. But boy, I tell you, you want to be on his bad side. That dude snapped.
We haven't. He's not had his hernia checkup yet. That's later in the week.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, guys, come on. I gotta go get that done. I don't think there's a damn thing wrong, but it's just driving me nutty. Because I don't know what would happen if I ripped that thing out of there. Doesn't sound like the patching worked, but they didn't notice anything on the MRI or whatever I had.
So all you guys know shit about cars, and we don't. Don drove my little Kia to go see his mother yesterday because he was having a tough time getting her up and down in his truck. His truck's huge. And he said, have you ever noticed that the driver's side seat is way higher than the passenger side seat? And I said, no, it's not. And I went out there today and I looked at that. It's not automatic. I don't have a button to make it go back and forth. It's old school. You got to pick up on a handle and use your feet and scoot it back. How in the hell do you get a seat to lower down? I mean, it really is a lot higher than the passenger seat.
It was a comedy show watching me. My mother was so entertained watching me squeeze in that, dragging my head across the top of the door.
I remember Garrett
Anything
getting in
for
my
Mom.
mama's car when we were at the nursing home one day and seeing Garrett trying to drive my mama's little black car.
God.
He couldn't even have his head straight up.
No, she wanted it. It's the first new vehicle we ever bought. Wasn't much. We got it for her, and I just sat there doing the straight Don Shipley thing. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to talk about it. If that's what you want, I don't care. Just get it. I didn't want it. No car dealers or nothing. I said, yeah, it's a pretty car. It's fine. Just get it. And then I drove my truck home, and she drove that home. And then the first time I tried to get in it, I was like, oh my God, I can't get in this thing. And I damn sure can't drive it. So I found a way. I forced myself in there. I had to for my mother. I couldn't boost her up in that truck anymore.
There is a spacer rail that you can remove or replace with various sized rails. Chickens knows everything.
That doesn't sound like anything I want to do.
Well, you don't think
Normally,
us, we'll take
size
it
lever
back.
of seat. I know it's normal. I tried everything to get that seat to go down. That's not the first car I've been in. And if somebody's telling me I got to replace rails, like even the thought of trying to remove a seat from a car and do something, I don't
Take
do
them
that.
up there to the Kia place.
I don't do that. That's somebody else's job.
We don't wash cars either. We don't vacuum them.
I'm tired of doing all that. I did all that electrical work for years, and now she wants me to change out this outlet in here.
Because it don't
Are
work.
you serious? I just get shocked again. You don't have any idea how many times I've been shocked.
Be quiet, EFD, owner's manual.
That probably should be. It probably should be. I was thinking of that. I'd get the owner's man. I just didn't have time.
So we were
That's a
taking
bitch.
Remington and Reagan over to the big Easter egg hunt and to see the big bunny. I felt so sorry for that bunny. It was a hot day in that big Easter egg bunny fuzzy suit. But I'm going down Hudson Road right down by my house. You never see a cop.
I told him this.
Oh, you did? So I get pulled over, and this guy comes up with his sunglasses on, thinks he's a real badass, some young punk. And he asked to see my license and registration, and when Don opened the whatever that is, my other ticket that I got about 3 weeks ago fell out on the floor.
He looked at that. He's like, oh boy, we got a live one here. There's your other warning ticket.
They usually just give me a warning because I'm old.
You know what? The glove box. Something you don't-
Glove box.
The glove box is just an old school term where you
I don't-
put your gloves in. I was listening to something the other night.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what that was called.
How many kids with a cell phone don't know the origin of the word hang up? On the wall phone. That's where you hang up. That's where that comes from. So you can't hang up a cell phone. And hang up.
Me and my sister had
It's
a
old
party
school.
line.
They
We
don't
could
even
get
know.
on there and we could listen to other people talk. We had like a 6-person party line. And whenever people wanted us to get off so they could make a phone call, they'd take their hand and hit that little thing going down, telling us to get off. Hey, my kid's got some get up and go.
Yeah, she's got a lead foot. And she lights my shit up all the time. I don't have any trouble.
You never drive.
I
I'm
have
the chauffeur.
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah, every time I go see Fallon, I get a damn ticket. Because between here and Virginia Beach, you're not on the interstate nowhere. You're just going through these little towns. And you'll be doing 65, and all of a sudden you come into this town and the speed limit's 30. I mean, it's the truth. And it does it here, too, on these back roads. So, I mean, anybody can get pulled over.
She got a speeding ticket coming back from Virginia. And by the time we got back home, Bernath was already posting it all over the internet. That's how much he stalked us.
Yeah.
He lurked. He found out immediately that she got that speeding ticket and tried to turn it into a huge production. And who's that other stalker we got? Oh,
Joe
shit.
Cryer?
No. Joe Cryer's gone. He's moved to Pennsylvania, thank God. He's out of here. But somebody else, it was amazing. Oh, it's the phony. Oh, yeah, I got him. It's the other guy coming up. It was amazing how much he knew about me and claimed he didn't. I've never heard of you. And then when he gets off, he's starting on this text thing. But you got thrown off of YouTube and just all this stuff. And I'm like, my gosh, you've been following me, man. You're a lurker. We got some lurkers on here. C. Duck Roberts, one of them. Wigenfeld. I don't get tickets because they don't.
Because you don't drive.
I told my mother got such a kick out of that yesterday. We come out of this restaurant for lunch, and I pulled up right there, and it said no right turn. And I said, these laws don't apply to me. And I'm not going all the way down there and turn at the next light. She got such a kick out of that.
Yeah, you're right.
Old people like it when you break the laws. Yeah, speed tickets. Exmoor, there you go. Piranha knows. But no, traffic laws don't apply to me, but I don't get caught either. I did when I come out here from California because, man, if you're not doing 70.
He had a suspended driver's license for 5 years when he first came out here.
That's right.
And he still drove every damn where.
I was racking up more speeding tickets here in Virginia. I was like, my God, I can't believe they're writing tickets here. They never do in California. And I had those California plates, buddy. Get out of my way, because here I come, man. If you weren't getting on the on-ramp and those interstates doing 70, you weren't getting on them.
Yosemite Brock Raiders still, he's dug in deep.
His son called me last night just to see what was happening. Just wanting to keep up, and I think what did he say? He was doing something to smoke his dad out or something. He just hates that guy. So, who doesn't? Back from one of the hunts, that's Darren.
No, they didn't get a turkey this time, but Don was feeling guilty about not taking the dogs. And so they took the dogs, and Don got, I don't know if he put any up or not, but he got video footage. And in the turkey blind, Warrior was snoring so loud, Xena went after a big squirrel, and Remington was on his iPad, so it's no wonder nobody got a turkey.
I'll put that together because it's some pretty good. There's some pretty good stuff out there. But Remington's just a super trooper. I mean, he didn't bat an eye out there. He was so pleasant to be around for as young as he was. He didn't whine, complain, say he was cold. He took his snacks, his little iPad, and he just had a great time. Just bugging me to play tic-tac-toe. I taught him that game. He can't get enough of that shit. Tic-tac-toe.
It's funny watching your grandchildren grow up. They can't talk, they can't do this, they can't do that, and he's really growing up, and sort of fun to have conversations. They're just so interested in everything, and Reagan's just high speed. I mean, Reagan's just wide open. I love her to death.
I get the cops, man. You've got a quota to give tickets, and I know you got to do it, and that's cool. And I don't have any problems with cops doing anything like that. What I did have a problem with is the front page of the Virginia Pilot many, many years ago highlighted a state trooper who has given out the most tickets in the state, and he was right there in Hampton Roads. And they did this big write-up about him, and I was like, man, you're just writing up an asshole. The guy's a total prick. He said in all his years of giving out tickets, he's only let one person go. And that was a woman he pulled over who said she was speeding because her dog had to go to the bathroom. And when he was writing the ticket, the dog unloaded right in the car. And he said, okay, we'll let this one go. And just highlighting the hell out of him.
I'd be a terrible cop.
Oh, I'd be a terrible cop.
I just couldn't give people tickets for going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. I couldn't do it.
If they gave me something, I wouldn't give them a ticket. I'd be one of those cops. Stop it. That's why I'm not a cop.
Don't touch my leg.
I would be in jail the day I became a cop. That's for sure.
Oh, he can't wait to get Reagan out the hunt. Knowing her, she'll probably be a damn good shot. She's rough. That little girl is rough.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about ready to go sit on my porch.
I gotta finish the chicken pens.
Tonight?
You're gonna help.
I'm not.
All I got to do is just touch it up. So we're all set for the ducks. I got to get a baby monitor. Somebody on here, chickens can help me with a really quality thing that's affordable.
I'm going to tell you something.
Because I want something out in that barn and something right by my bed. When
Every
those ducks
time-
go nuts, I can jump up.
Every time that a baby moves, stretches, does any movement, that baby monitor goes off, and I ain't going to sleep with 250 ducks in there moving around.
150.
Okay, 150 this year. It was
But
250 last
they're
year.
calmed down. But I would think
Bye,
that we didn't
Greg.
have to do all that. That if it was a ruckus out there, because I tell you, when that snake gets in there, it just drives me nuts the next morning. What went on, that little house of horrors in there, and I'm sound asleep in bed. So I just get up in my birthday suit and run out there and kill something. It wouldn't be the first time. I am up early and I go to
Yeah,
bed.
you
late,
ought- you-
and they're peering out through the crack. Of the
Yeah, you
ducks
ought to
in.
see what goes on around here sometimes.
But they're calm. I go out there and look. The last thing I do at night before I go to bed is I peer in there, I sneak up real quiet, and I look in there, and they're just
Chickens is telling you
lounging.
to get a Ring camera, a 2022 model. I'll go Google it right now.
a Ring camera.
Thank you,
'Cause
guys.
they are not just going nutty in there at night. They really calm down. They just eat and drink. Most of them are asleep. They just piddle. So something that really, because when that herd goes across that thing and starts squealing out there.
I'm going to go take Michonne out to potty. Bye, everybody. Have a good Sunday. See you next week. Come on, Michonne. Let's go.
Okay, I guess that means me too.
Here we go.
So,
Come on, you.
that's what video I shared with you.
What is that?
See, Duck Robert wants you to look at an egg video. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. Okay, and let's get chicken
There's
and
Michonne.
see what the shower is like. Easy with it. It's not the same leg.
Oh.
The bug wet. Oh, it's a big. She's got that huge. Turn it this way. All the way down, but that leg is. She's getting it. She's getting it going. That's what is that stuff?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl patch. All right, take her out. I'm coming.
Bye, guys.
All right, we'll check that out. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.